Hey everybody! Welcome to this week's episode of the Doodler's Happy Hour. My drawing's a little too big to fit on the screen, but you get the idea. Where every week we start doing some live drawing, we draw a drink, and we turn it into something else. Because boy, a lot of times when you drink something, you can turn it into something else. Let's see, so far I think we've done, I don't know if you haven't joined me for one of these before, I think we did a martini. And we turned it into a jackass, funny enough. And we did a margarita and turned it into a Day of the Dead girl. So today, since it's Labor Day, I figure let's start with a beer. Why not? So we're just gonna go ahead and draw a beer. I am not a big beer drinker, but I've spent a decent amount of time in Belgium, so I can definitely appreciate it. In fact, I think I stole this pencil from a restaurant in Belgium, like a really good burger place that's like right off the Grand Place. So if you ever go there, check it out. Ellie's Gourmet Burger. It's good. So we'll start. We'll do a little mug action. Get it on here. Belgium's a cool place for beer too. They take it really seriously, and their beers are great. They have a different glass for every single beer that they have, and it's like you're not drinking it out of the bottle, man. You're gonna have it in the special glass. It's just the way it is. It's fun. This was in Brussels, I think. Was where I had this. I like West Mall too. They have a lot of cool craft beers there. A lot of Trappist beers from the monasteries, things like that. It's good stuff. So here we go. Put this on here. We'll put a nice little foam on it. Let's spill over to the side. And I think on the last one of these, I was saying that these remind me a lot of tattoo cover-ups because I just start with a drawing and then transform it into something completely different, which is a lot of fun. I don't know, I'd like to learn how to tattoo. A little foam falling off. Like that. All right, we got our basic beer here, so let's go ahead and take this to the next drawing. And I think it's really fun. I usually ink these afterwards, and then I post them on Instagram. I'll have to ink one live one of these times, but I think it's kind of fun just to watch how things develop, because a lot of times I draw a lot, and a lot of times when you draw, it does not turn out at all like what you intended, which is what's kind of cool. So we're gonna go ahead and make some actual beer goggles on it. Get it? We'll have them go over to the side. We'll be kind of steampunky. And I need to get better about catching up. I missed a bunch of periscopes today. I know there was an art gallery. I forget the name of it that was posting today, like the science behind the artist 50-50 split and things like that. So if anybody else artists out there, I'll try to find out what the name of that gallery was so that I can give you the info, because it seemed like it was pretty cool. So we'll get our goggles on here. Let's keep going on here. And I think in one of the first drawings, I'll have to do another one, but I did one where it was my 3 favorite celebrities to draw, and just drew one of them and then kind of transformed it into the other celebrities. So like my top 3 are Mr. T and Prince, Purple Rain era Prince, because I like that giant hair, and Batman. Batman was my absolute favorite celeb to draw. Alright, so now you can see we've got a little bit of a face going on here. And we'll put a little bit of a neck on it. Like this. I may have to do one of these and draw when I'm actually drinking and see if it shows up differently. Do like a drink and draw. There's actually, if you guys are artists, if you do like to draw, I know Dr. Sketchy's art school is in a whole bunch of places, certainly in the States. I'm not sure about in other parts of the world, but what they do is they set up live drawing events for people, and there's a bar, and it's like, it's a really casual kind of situation where you can have drinks and things like that, and they bring in the coolest models. Like, they'll get burlesque performers and like crazy contortionists and just people who are super cool to draw, and you don't have to be a professional artist to do it. You can just go in and try it out and just have a good time with it. I haven't done it yet. A friend of mine did one, and oops, sorry about this. I actually have my iPad. There used to be one here, but not. Oh, where are you? And did you ever go to one of the Dr. Sketchy sessions? I'm really curious how they are. Oh, you're in Dunedin? Oh, cool. I'm in Tampa. Yeah, I think they tried to get a chapter going here, but it just never really took off. I wonder if we should try again. I'm not sure how it works exactly. Like if you go through the actual school or the organization and set up a chapter. I think there was one in St. Pete, too. Oh, St. Pete, okay, but it hasn't been updated in a while. Yeah, they used to do it at a place over in St. Pete, and I really, really wanted to go because it just seems so cool. I think it started in New York, I'm trying to remember, but a friend of mine went to the one in Atlanta, and they had a Pan Am theme. So all of the models were in these great, like, retro Pan Am outfits, and it was, like, super, super cool. And I realized you guys can't see my entire sketchbook, so I'm going to try to move this up a little because I have a plan for this area. I think I already had an idea of what I kind of wanted to draw for this one. I think I know where we're going with this. But yeah, they had Pan Am, and I mean, I've seen some really cool burlesque performers and things like that, and when you have cool models like that, you get such cool drawings out of it, and life drawing is so much fun, and it's really physically demanding, and it's just great. I mean, you really get lost in it. It's so funny. I think about this, and when I talk to other folks who haven't done it, I remember when I was in art school, I went to Columbia, Chicago, and studied design. But we all got a very, very good foundation of art and drawing, and all of the disciplines. By the way, this is going to be a robot. Is it obvious? Hopefully it'll be obvious because I love to draw robots, and I'm planning to I've been trying for the last few months to launch this project called Everybody Wants to Draw a Robot, where I'm going to have people draw robots and send them to me, and then we'll do a website, and we'll have a book and all kinds of stuff, and just leave it open for everybody to participate. So I'm hoping to put that up. So if that's something that anybody is interested in being part of, definitely follow me on Twitter or Instagram. And I'm out there all the time, and that's how you'll find out if we're doing it or not. But I forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I was talking about live drawing. So the cool thing about live drawing, I remember going to school and going to a first live drawing class and being super nervous. Like, I'm down with some nudity, but you're pretty young. You don't really know what to expect. And when that robe drops the first day, you're just like, whoa. And then the craziest thing happened, and I guess only people who have been in the classes can relate to this, or if any of you have taken live drawing, figure drawing, it kind of goes away, and you just get lost in the drawing part of it. Like, it stops being about that. And we were so lucky. I mean, we had cool models. I mean, we had this one woman who was a bodybuilder. She was super ripped and muscular and just so fun to draw, so cool. And then we had another guy who, in terms of models, I mean, it was genius, actually, because he got a ton of work because he had long hair and he had a beard, and he was pretty tall and thin and was super athletic. I mean, this guy would jump up and hang from pipes in from the rafters because it was kind of an industrial space and had things going across. But he actually looked a lot like the traditional, what people think of as Jesus. So he would get a ton of work modeling for religious paintings. And I'm like, that's marketing, man. That's so smart. But live drawing is great. So if you've never done it, I strongly, strongly recommend it because it's such a cool discipline, and it really teaches you to draw what you see versus what you think you see. And I love that kind of thing. I love to learn and to get better. And I think I put this guy's thumb on the wrong side. So let's fix that. But I love to draw. I think it's really important to do that every day, and that's how you get good at it. There's nothing special about me other than I just do it all the time. You just kind of keep going and see what happens. So, and a lot of times these drawings they build their own narrative. So this one I'm kind of seeing this. Our little robot with his beer goggles on, and he's kind of seeing something that he finds appealing. Like if I'm writing the story in my head, maybe he's seen a toaster that he just thinks is really attractive and he wants to hang out with. So he's going to try to offer her some of these flowers. And since he's a robot, there'll be some electricity here, so we'll draw some lightning bolts in. It was funny when I did the last one of these. I started with the margarita, as I was saying, and I did a Day of the Dead girl. And you can check that out on my Instagram. It's posted up there. But it was funny. In the middle of it, I inked it and put color on it and realized it looked almost exactly like a friend of mine, which was not the intention at all. But I think she made it her profile photo, actually. It looks just like her. We'll put like a little screw and a nut for his nose there. This around, you can see that he's love struck. And this is kind of like, well, this was the foam from our beer, so I don't want to cheat and get rid of that completely. So let's make this like, oh, I got it. Because okay, so imagine the backstory is he's like this hopeless romantic, and he's in love with the toaster. And he's like a romance robot, so he actually has like a little gardening thing on his head, so he can actually grow flowers. So imagine, wow, this is kind of a freaky, now that I think about it, this is a freaky story, but imagine he's pulling these flowers from the garden in his head to try to give to her. Maybe I'll have to draw the toaster next. I don't know if I know how to draw a toaster. I have one here. I guess I could have my own life drawing class with a toaster. But I do hope that we can do something like that, Dr. Sketchy, again, because I think it's, at least where I live, there are a ton of really, really talented artists here. But, we so seldom encounter one another, and I think it'd be really cool to get everybody together, hang out and have a cocktail and draw and learn from each other. I mean, think about it. That's how everybody did it back in the day. I mean, the whole Impressionist movement was built on that, just hanging out at cafes and bars and things like that. We could do that. There's no reason we couldn't do that. Some more little flowers on here. So we'll have to name the robot. Anybody have an idea for a name for the robot since I'm writing this narrative for it? Does anybody want to name it? No? Okay. Name it. It's like a Love Struck Robot. There's a band around here, actually, that was called Love Struck Robot. I never got to see them. They were actually playing at an art show, a big creative event that I did. And a friend of mine thought that they were great, but I thought it was such a great name for a band, Love Struck Robot. So that's what we got here. He's the Love Struck Robot. So we'll add some little hearts. Hearts. Up here. A couple over here. Kind of looks like an afro. Like a flower afro. If I could grow a fro, I would do it like tomorrow. I have the straightest hair ever. I would love to have one. Alright, and I think we'll add some little electrodes coming out too. Just kind of like Jetsons era. Like that. We'll put some bolts in all the way around. Like that. Make them look a little bit more, industrial. Like that. His neck like that. And there we have it. There's our beer turned into a Love-Struck Robot, which is kind of funny because I thought I had an idea of what I was going to draw. I thought it was going to be a robot, but I did not expect it to look like that. So, as is my custom, what I will do is I'm going to ink this, and I will post a color inked version on my Instagram and Facebook and Twitter tomorrow, so y'all can check it out. So you can see my links in my profile if you want to follow me there to see the final version. And next week we'll do another one of these. We'll start with another drink, and we'll turn it into another drawing. Thanks for coming. Have a great weekend, guys.